On. Hey, this is Chime with EXP Realty here in Roseburg, Oregon. And today I'm here with Olympia Church from Elemental Home Mortgage, one of my loan partner. And, just like as always, I want to drop you guys some knowledge about what's going on. We're here in our 5th week of the, stay-at-home order here in Oregon. So, I know a lot of people are wondering what's going on with the mortgage market because I've been dropping you knowledge about what's going on in the home market here in Douglas County. So I'm going to give it to Olympia to kind of give us an update on what's going on in the mortgage market. All right, Olympia, go ahead for it.
Thank you, Chime. Thank you for inviting me onto your show. So there's a lot going on in the mortgage market. There's been a lot of volatility over the last 5 weeks. But what we're seeing is that lenders are starting to figure out how to manage some of the changes and have been adjusting to some of the shelter-in-place orders that we're seeing all across the country. What I am seeing that, for buyers, it's still an opportunity there for buyers to get really good rates. What we are seeing that's different is that there are a bit more hoops to jump through on some of these things. So lenders will come up with new guidance to help them mitigate their risk, but definitely lenders are still lending. They are still wanting to fund loans, but we do need to be more in tune with the needs of those lenders. And so an independent mortgage broker is going to help you navigate that process. And I think that if you stay in contact with your lender and look at what some of the changes are, you'll be fine. The biggest concern right now is that people who are currently furloughed or don't have an income that has been affected by the coronavirus and the stay-at-home place orders, those buyers are having the most challenges. But if you have a job that is salary or a part of an essential business and there has been no interruption, you should not be afraid to continue with your process of purchasing.
Okay. Well, Olympia, one question is, a lot of buyers are kind of like, worry about like, is it a good time to buy? Given with the interest rate situation, like you mentioned, there's a lot of fluctuality. Like, kind of where we at right now as far as rates goes. Are we still kind of like a good like rate situation for buyers?
That's really going to depend upon the individual lender. Each lender is pricing their loans based upon their amount of risk that they can take on. And so you'll see that there are a variety of pricing for those rates. But, in this last history, we've seen historically low rates, in the low 2s, 3s, 4s. That market is still there. So it's all about, finding a lender that is going to have the right pricing associated with that so that you can, access those. But people necessarily aren't being priced out per se from the market because rates are like just zooming up, sky high. That's not the case. It's really the difference between like if the person's willing to pay some points now to get a particular rate, or they're relying on a lender credit or those type of things. And working with your lender and seeing what the options are on that will make a difference.
Okay. Fantastic. And then what about people who's looking at refinancing? Because as rates are, as you say, still pretty good, what's the refinancing situation right now?
So what I'm finding is that a lot of lenders are actually prioritizing the purchases more so than the refinances, and so the pricing is better for a purchase. However, there's still opportunities for people who want to refinance, but it's more like you have to be ready to pounce, right? So, I recommend for my customers, I'm recommending that they prepare their loan application, get everything ready, so that we can look at the market on a daily basis and see where those pricing pockets are for them, so they can go ahead and lock in their loan. Because the rates change daily, and now since COVID-19, they're changing 3 times a day. And so a rate that might be available in the morning is not available at 4 p.m. So, I'm encouraging those people who are thinking that they are going or are a good candidate to refinance. So one, do a refinance checkup to see yes, what are the reasons why I want to refinance? Is this the right time for me? And if it is the right time, given your situation, then be prepared to pounce. But you don't have to lock your loan in, but you need to be ready to jump on rates as they come up.
Okay. Perfect. And Olympia, one more question. So, today's April 21st. So we're about, another week away before we're heading to May. Well, the stay home situation, a lot of people are still out of work, or a lot of, situation where, income is still unstable. So, we've been hearing a lot about this whole thing about forbearance.
Mhm.
So like, what is something that, homeowners or, or people who are in the process of buying about the close need to think about as far as forbearance goes concerns?
Okay, so if you are currently in your home and you are thinking about the forbearance, it's there for a reason, it's there to help. But, we always recommend, and as I used to work for many years doing foreclosure prevention counseling, so that's kind of my background. And so what I have found is that if you can prioritize that mortgage payment above all other payments, you are going to be better off in the sense that if you're concerned about refinancing it in a short while, or if you feel like you are going to be able to weather this particular storm without using the forbearance, that can be a great idea. Because even though there's no negative credit reporting associated with this, there are some labels that are associated on your loan file that will typically prevent you from refinancing in the next year. So you have to have 12 payments from where this ended. So that's the guidance that we're currently seeing right now. Things can change, but we recommend that if you are able to make your mortgage payment, just go ahead and do it. It will set you up for better long-term success. But if you do need it, like, you should absolutely do it. I would recommend, if you think that you are going to purchase a home and are really concerned about your employment, you might want to consider taking a brief pause, thinking about, finding out from your employer what the situation truly is, because it is difficult to get into a home and then immediately have a situation where things are unstable. And that would be my recommendation. When you sit down with your mortgage professional and your realtor, have these conversations and talk to them and figure out what the best plan is going to be for your particular situation.
Fantastic. Thanks, Olympia. And just one quick last tip. What is one tip that you have for everybody right now with regards to the mortgage? Just one quick tip before we end this.
Oh, just one. Uh, if you can pay it, pay it. That's my one quick tip.
All right. Well, Olympia, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I'm excited to do some more transaction with you. And you're a great friend and great, so we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Chime.
Thanks.